You know what you're going to get when it comes to Stanford football. They want to play tough, gritty offense and defense. They will run the ball down your throat if you don't stop them and will wear you down going into the fourth quarter. The crazy thing is, they are now also starting to spread the ball around through the air. Does this make them a threat in the North? Let's talk about that. We are now almost done with the month of July, meaning the college football season is right around the corner. This means it is prime preview season, and throughout the months of July and August, I will be previewing every college football team. Yes, all 130, and in this episode, I will be looking at Stanford. Last year, Stanford went 4-2, ending the season on a 4-game win streak. This year, they only returned 55% of their production from last year, which ranks 111th nationally. On offense, they returned 45% of their production, which ranks 122nd nationally, and on defense, they returned 65% of their production, which ranks 81st nationally. Head coach David Shaw returns for his 11th season, and in the past 10 years, he has a 90-36 record. He has surpassed Pop Warner as the winningest head coach on the farm, with 5 10-plus win seasons and a Pac-12 Coach of the Year honors award along with it. He was Jim Harbaugh's offensive coordinator from 2007 to 2010 and spent 10 years as an NFL assistant with Philadelphia, Oakland, Baltimore, and San Diego, and is the 5th alum to be a head coach after playing wide receiver at Stanford. Tavita Pritchard played quarterback for Stanford during their monumental upset of number 2 USC in 2007 and took over the offensive coordinator role in 2018 after 8 years as an assistant, the prior 4 as a quarterback and wide receiver coach. Lance Anderson was promoted to defensive coordinator back in 2014. He was at the University of San Diego with Jim Harbaugh and has been at Stanford since 2007, spending 3 years as a defensive tackles coach and 4 years as an outside linebacker coach. On the offense, they returned 6 starters. They lose starting quarterback Davis Mills to the NFL, but have senior Jack West, who has 2 career starts. Last year, he had 154 yards, completing 68% of his passes. 6'5" sophomore Tanner McKee spent 2 years on a mission, so he's older than what you would expect for a sophomore. They added Air Force transfer Isaiah Sanders last year, who is the second grad transfer in Cardinals history. They also have freshman Ari Patu, who could be in the mix as well. David Shaw spoke on the quarterback battle, saying, "Jack West, very smart, very confident, great leadership skills. I think his command of the offense is exceptional. Tanner McKee, coming off his Mormon mission, is more mature than your typical sophomore, 6'5", strong arm, good athlete, has a really high ceiling. Now how close can he get to Jack in terms of mastering the offense in order to truly have a chance to compete? That's where Shaw left it off." At running back, they look to be physical once again. Austin Jones rushed for 550 yards, averaging 4.4 yards per carry and 9 touchdowns last year, rushing for 356 yards in the final 3 games of the season. Nathaniel Pete rushed for 204 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry and 1 touchdown. Justice Woods, Casey Filkins, and E.J. Smith, son of Emmitt Smith, also are on the roster and could be in the mix. At wide receiver, they returned 3 of their top 4 wide receivers. Former walk-on Bryson Tremaine had 14 receptions and 265 yards last year, averaging 18.9 yards per catch. Elijah Higgins had 15 receptions for 176 yards, and Michael Wilson had 19 receptions for 261 yards, averaging 13.7 yards per catch and 1 touchdown. They may be down after losing their number 1 wide receiver from last year, though. On the offensive line, Shaw wants to get them back to being one of the best in America. They improved last year with 133 rushing yards per game and only 10 sacks. They lose Foster Sannell and Drew Dahman, but return left tackle Walter Rouse and guard Branson Bragg. They have 44 career starts returning as well. On defense, they return 8 starters. Shaw says, "We have to get better at stopping the run." When it came to stopping the run, they were 11th in the Pac-12, letting up an average of 222 yards per game. On the defensive line, they lose Thomas Schaefer, who had 3 sacks last year. 330-pound nose tackle Dalen Wade Perry returns, along with second-team all-conference defensive end Thomas Booker, who has a knack for blocking kicks. At linebacker, Curtis Robinson was honorable mention Pac-12 and finished as a team-leading tackler, but is gone this year. 6 linebackers with starting experience return. They return a healthy inside linebacker duo of Ricky Meisen and Jacob Mangan-Farah. They are hoping Misen is able to become a breakout star after missing most of the past 2 seasons with injuries. In the secondary, they struggled last year after Paulson and Debo opted out and went pro, while Stewart had transferred. They lose honorable mention Pac-12 free safety Malik Anthony, but return 7 players who earned at least 1 start last year. They have quality corners across the board and should be an interesting defense to watch. When it comes to their schedule, according to Phil Steele, they have the 8th hardest schedule. Athlon projects them to go 6-6 and 5-4 in conference, while ESPN projects them to win 3.7 games and 2.2 conference games in the Pac-12. When it comes to my projections, I have them going 5-7 and 3-6 in conference. I see them winning in Arlington against Kansas State before dropping their following game at USC, but rebounding on the road against Vanderbilt and winning their home opener against UCLA before dropping their game to Oregon at home. Then I see them losing at Arizona State before winning at Washington State going into their bye. The issues come as they exit their bye, as they lose to Washington but beat Utah, but lose at Oregon State, home against California, and home against Notre Dame. They could be a sneaky team and pull some upsets and end the season anywhere between 6-6 and 7-5, but I don't see them challenging for the Pac-12 North title this year. But what do you think? How is Stanford going to do this year? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the preview series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.